So before this video properly starts, I just want to say that it will not have an intro and outro, and probably not it may or may not have a freaking thumbnail. I want this to be a very serious video, and I don't think those kinds of things, the thumbnail maybe not so much, but the intro and outro are kind of goofy, and I kind of just don't think it's appropriate for what I'm about to discuss. But anyways, without further ado, let's get right to it. So, hi, what's up? My name is Moby Mods, and I figured I'd tell you a little bit about who I am. And so, I made a video that says please watch this and explains how I can help you guys and all that, but I'd like to go into depth of why I believe I can help you. See, when I was, like 10, 11, I was going through suicidal thoughts, and I was pretty screwed, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that I had nobody in my corner. I thought nobody cared. I thought that everything from I just thought nobody cared at all. I thought I was alone and by myself and all that. I also felt that way when I was in school, and I always got bullied ever since kindergarten. Well, even since I dropped out of high school in the 9th grade twice. I went through 9th grade twice, and I got dropped out at the second time. I'll explain more on that. Well, after being bullied and all that, and then having those suicidal thoughts and all that, I got my help that I needed. I got what I needed done, and I kind of woke up from it, I guess you could say, as if it were almost some sort of coma or bad dream. But when I did, I looked around, and I started to realize that I'm not the only one going through this. I'm not alone. But there are other people sitting around, maybe someone you know, who knows, someone out there sitting around, and they think the same things I was thinking, that nobody cared, that nobody wanted to help them, that if they were to end their life today, nobody would notice. When I woke up from that, I saw that that was far from the truth. That is why I do the videos I do today. That is why I believe I can help you, because I've been through all those thoughts and all that. I've been through suicide, I've been through all the bullying. It didn't even get any better. It didn't get any better. When I got out, I sure wasn't thinking suicide anymore, obviously, but I was still depressed as hell, because I get into middle school. Well, originally, when I was getting picked on in my school, my brother was getting picked on at one point, and there was these kids bullying him and all that, and being horribly mean to him. He's autistic, and one of the trigger words for him back then was fire alarm. He hated the sound of them, and it was really, really messed up, and it really hurt him. So what happened was that freaking the kid said fire alarm, and I told him to knock it off. Got up in his face, as a big brother should, and I told him, don't do that. That ain't right. The teacher comes storming out of her room. I mean, she's a Karen, to say the least. That is the nicest form I could put her in. Nicest light I could put her in. She's a freaking Karen. Got up in my face, and I asked her, what the hell is wrong? And she says to me, your brother's not your business. She says, your brother's not your business. What do you think you're doing? Why do you think you're helping him? And I'm like, because he is my business. She's like, he's really not, though. He's the school's business. So says her. And I'm like, who the absolute hell do you think you are? You've known him for half a year. I've known him at the time I was 13 for 13 solid fucking years, and you're going to go ahead and tell me that my brother ain't my business, he ain't got nothing to do with me? And for telling her that, she sent me to the office. I got detention, but my parents, when I was supposed to serve that detention, pulled me out and said, you're not serving that, you stood up for your brother. Well, let's just say it ended like this. My mom went into the freaking meeting with all the teachers. She got fired for standing up for us. She lost her job as a bus driver partly because she got fired because she stood up for us. The principal, in quote-unquote words, did not stand for disobedience and what have you. But she went in there and, I mean, no filter. She just cussed everyone out without question. Got moved to a different school, an elementary school, and met my buddy Shadow Hiker. Before that, we were in Merritt. I had Dashy. And Dashy and me have known each other ever since. He's backed me up then. I met my buddy Shadow Hiker. And he was the first person that met me, first person to talk to me. It was 7th grade, and well, we went through 7th grade and 8th grade together, and it was a real heck of a time. Although I was getting bullied severely in middle school. I was getting terribly bullied severely. It really, with him there and other friends I had there, it made it easier. It really, really did make it a ton easier. And, you know, even though they were really bullying and horrible kids, half the kids were, you know, sometimes you have to get through it. And all that. And then we moved on to high school, and I thought the kids bullying me was bad enough. They were. So were the teachers. The teachers, their rules are so, quote-unquote, they don't follow them, obviously, because they don't care. But see, I'm a bit slow. I have a mental disability, and I don't understand math as good, especially math being one of the things I don't understand well. Like being, like, for example, you can't hand me geometry and expect me to know it. I don't. And they're required to give me special education stuff. We already had it all signed out for that and all that. They refused to give me special education's paperwork. Like, problems that are easier for me, they refused to do so, even though the principal said they had to. And then the principal, when I told him that, the principal says, their classroom, their rules. It's like, but you literally told them to. And he's like, well, it's their classroom, their rules. I can't do nothing about it. So I'm sitting there, I'm dumbfounded, and I'm just sitting there, and the teachers literally abandoned me. And all that. They really did abandon me, and they didn't care about the no student left behind. If you weren't smart enough in that school, you weren't worth it. There's only one teacher I can mention by name. I can't remember her first name, but she was my biology teacher. Her name was Miss Johnson. When all the kids were picking on me and nobody wanted to do a group project with me, she pulled out two. This is the thing I remember. She pulled out two dummy suckers or whatever the heck they were with the little the Tootsie Pops or whatever they are with the Tootsie Roll stuff in the middle. She gave me strawberry because she knew I liked strawberry, and she had herself a chocolate one, and she sat there, went in my group, and she helped me do the work. She made sure I didn't fail. She made sure I really didn't fail. She didn't want me to fail. She didn't want me to be alone. She's one of my aspirations for doing this, besides Shadow Hiker and Dashy. She's one of my aspirations, she really is, because she didn't give up. When everyone else had, almost every other teacher, and I'm talking main teachers here, not substitutes, because pretty much every substitute I had was like a great relief, and they always gave me easy work, made it easier. And for God's sakes, see, when a teacher explains something to you, they expect you to get it right the first time. The substitute said, you know, this is how you do this. And I'm like, I don't think I quite understand. So she explained it in a fashion that's dumbed down, but not so much that's insulting to my intelligence. It was in a dumbed down fashion. That's what made her look really intelligent, because she could say something in such a fashion that even I could understand it. Even a simpleton could understand it, be it complex. Like, I know somebody that had a grandfather that would freaking worked on constructing wind turbines and all that, I guess. And he wrote down this formula, and even somebody that has no experience in that whatsoever could figure that out pretty easily. Even I could. I took a read at the paper, and even I could figure that out. Seemed pretty simple and straightforward to me, how it all worked. But, yeah, those teachers were the good ones. The substitutes and that one teacher I had, Miss Johnson, in biology. I also had another friend named Shay and RJ who helped me out too. RJ smashed some guys' faces in the lockers for me because they were picking on me and being really abusive and mean, and then Shay always sat there and helped me with my work, always taught me how to get things done in a proper manner. she really helped out. She really did. I still talk to her today. Same with RJ. I see him every now and again. You guys probably never heard of them. I don't think you ever heard of Shadow Hiker either, but you will soon. He's doing a fan art for me, he said. So you'll more than likely hear about him very soon. Anyway. So, getting a little off topic here, but that's kind of how it came down to it. And it came down to the final thing of, like, the teachers picking on me, then the principals picked on me, because one time I was just talking, and I got sent to the office for, I have no idea, I can't even remember, it was something ridiculous, because, you know, that whole school is freaking ridiculous. Everyone was stuck, it was a whole thing. I get sent there, and I'm just sitting there, twiddling my thumbs, whatever, and out of nowhere, this teacher comes out from a conference room. She's like, hey, why are you making so much noise? And I'm like, I didn't make any noise, you know? I didn't say nothing. I was just sitting there. I was like, dude, I didn't make any noise. Another teacher comes out of nowhere. I don't even know who this chick is. She's like, how dare you disrespect her? And I'm like, what? And they start cussing me out back and forth, and I start crying because, you know, it's like, dude, why am I being bullied like this? Why are the teachers thinking it's right to go ahead and bully me when I haven't said anything? And then when Mr. Barr comes out, he's like, what's happening? And he's like, oh, he told us to fuck off and all this. And I'm like, I really didn't, though. I never said nothing to him. I never said nothing to him. At all. I never said nothing, and they were just making all this crap up. And I was sent to ISS, in school suspension. And I told him I wasn't serving it. Every time the principal called me down, I refused to go. I wouldn't do it. My parents said I didn't have to. So I wasn't gonna. He tried to physically put his hands on me one time and tried dragging me down there. He's like, I'm gonna have to take you if you don't. I'm like, dude, you're not allowed to touch a student. You touch me, you see what happens. Because I'm not afraid. I was not at that point afraid to wail on that man after all he's done to me. I mean, fighting's not the option, but he should have no rights to put his hands on me. And so I didn't serve. And then one time I was in my locker, I was getting out, and I slammed. It was about this finger here, not specifically this one. I think it was on this hand. It was, you know, this one. Slammed it in the steel locker, and screamed, well, fuck, because ow, just smashed my finger in a steel freaking locker. Expelled. Yeah, no, that was it. I got out. They refused to teach me because I swore once in a school where kids were literally dropping the N-word and being belligerently racist and swearing left and right. No, I'm the one that gets kicked out. The special ed's kid. Right. So, yeah. That's pretty much... Now we're here, me doing these videos. That's pretty much what's been going on because of the way they treated me, because I was not only bullied, not only did I go through suicide and depression and all that, and then go through the fact of not only being bullied, but students, but soon adults who thought it was funny for some reason. I kind of just, at that point, I kind of realized that when I woke up from the whole suicidal thing, people needed my help. I knew that. And I knew I needed to do something to help them. When I was in there in the mental institution, there was this girl, and all she needed was someone to talk to, and I spoke to her for a good bit. I saved her life. She was originally thinking about killing herself when she got out. I saved her life. You know, she told me I saved her life. She gave me her phone number, but I didn't know at the time if that was her parents' phone number or if it was actually hers. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately, and it breaks my heart that I never called her. I hope today that if she sees this, her name was, I think it was Kara, it really was Kara. Wherever you are, dear, if you see this and you remember me, then, you know, she always called me her Spike or whatever because we're Brony fans. So, if you remember me and you're watching this, I hope you're doing all right, and tell the family I said hi. But yeah, I hope she's okay. But that's when I realized if I could talk to her and save her life, I could help others too. So when I got out of there and I realized that people were going through the same shit I wanted to help them. And the times I got bullied by the teachers and the students, that just fueled my fire. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me which that I desire, because you know what, I'm telling you right now, they may have bullied me, but you know what, that just shows me that, you know, if I can go through all that, I know I'm not the only one going through all that, because a lot of students were getting bullied by the teachers too. A lot of people were going through a hell of a thing. So that's why I think I can help you guys, because I've been through just about everything at that point. So just know that you're not alone, and that you're never alone, and that you're never going to be alone. And if you need someone to talk to, or you need a friend maybe is sad and just wants someone to watch, or someone to make him laugh, you just send them over here, tell all your friends, because the more people we get to join this channel, the more that people that join, they'll understand that one way or another, everyone, I'm sure, in this channel has been through a tough time. And the more people that show up, the more people realize, hey, we're not alone. So tell all your friends, tell everyone, hell, tell the stranger that just walked past your house, hell, tell somebody just walking down the street, you just never met him in your life, like, hey, check this guy out, check this guy out. Because they might have somebody that needs help, and obviously I'm not a professional on like, oh, like, I can't tell them what to do. If they're literally on the verge of hurting themselves, get home to call suicide prevention line, stuff like that. But I tend to think that I can make people laugh and make them happy. So that's my goal here. That's why I joined here. That's why I do YouTube, so I can make people happy, so that they don't feel alone, and so that they can have a good laugh. And I want them to know that everything's okay and everything's going to be okay. So yeah, that was a bit of my life. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And don't forget, you're not alone. You're never alone. I've got your back, and everyone else on this channel's got your back. Dashy's got your back, Shadow, RJ, even Shay. I know she watches these every now and again, I'm pretty sure anyways. But we got your back. So don't even sweat it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you made it past 16 minutes here and 16:47, you listened to the whole thing, I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.